Okay, welcome back. We're still here live at the PerformX studios where we are speaking about performance, growth, and impact. And with me in the studio, I have a guest, an industry leader, of course. He is Ifeanyi Oputa, the Director General of the National Association of Small Scale Industries in Nigeria. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Right.
Yes.
Great. Your session was mind blowing, of course. You you shared some insights that is worth a while. But I want us to talk about NASI a bit. I want us to talk about industrialists, right?
Yes.
The theme of the PerformX Summit is building bold, thinking smart, executing smart, and performing beyond. Right. So, talking about boldness, I want you to share with us what is the boldest policy change that you are advocating in the small scale industry. Something is a policy that you feel like if it is implemented and or it might be existing, but if it is done right, it is going to change the entire dynamics of the small scale industry.
Okay. It's a great question.
It's not tough, I promise.
There are many policies that will have a profound impact. But the real challenge in Nigeria is not the policy. The challenge we have is mostly the implementation of the policies. Because there's no point if you say something, for example, quick example.
Yeah.
3-4 years ago, there was a policy made by the former government, which is still in place, about allowing MSMEs to use movable assets as security for borrowing money.
Okay.
The policy was made before the ink was dry on the signatures. Banks were still not accepting movable assets till today. So even though the policy is there, it's not being implemented by the banks. The regulator doesn't have an enforcement code.
Right.
So it's a bit wishy-washy.
Right.
So the most important thing is not just the policy, but the political and regulatory will to implement the policy and understanding of the policy. Because if you don't buy into it and don't understand it, you're not gonna know why you should push it.
Right.
So policy-wise, I think I can name 2 or 3.
Okay, please shoot. Please do.
That would have a profound impact on the economy and the people. One of them would be for the Nigerian banking system to across board not allow any institution have a lending rate above 10%.
Right.
It must be single digit inflation interest rates in every banking arena in Nigeria.
Right.
And that all loan sharks who are presently enabled by some policies, that all loan sharks there should never be a way where a person who is offering loan shark rates is allowed to be in Nigeria's credit bureau system.
Yes.
How can a person be penalized for not paying loan shark? Loan sharks hide around the world. They hide.
Yes.
It's a cloak and dagger business abroad.
Yes.
But here, loan sharks are parading themselves and offering cutthroat rates.
Yes.
And using the instruments of state to cage MSMEs. So that needs to not only be implemented, but to be enforced.
Yes.
Now, if the regulators are in doubt that it can work, we have empirical evidence to show it can work. It will work.
Right.
And then that way also, another thing tied to this policy is that all banks, their lending window, at least 60% of their lending portfolios should go to MSMEs in Nigeria for the next 5 years.
Yes.
Because the real people driving the economy are these MSMEs.
Yes.
The banking system is giving $1 billion loans today,
yes.
$1 billion loans
yes.
to businesses that have that fail.
Right.
And when they fail, AMCON comes in and takes over the business. And the people who have taken that money, AMCON will take their private jets, and then tell us that they've resolved the issues. But that money, that $1 billion is 1.5 trillion naira. Perfect. Imagine how many MSMEs can be supported and empowered. But you give it to one single obliger, right? $1 billion, and the person is walking the streets, not paying that money, and AMCON is giving us English as to why the person is walking the streets. But if it's an MSME that takes 10 million naira, you'll be in jail. So this is what we have to do. We have to deal with this, and the policy with implementation. CBN, if they're watching, anybody in CBN, and you're doubting what we're talking about, come and talk to Nasi. They'll tell you more. Yeah. You can't be doing our neighbors, like I mentioned upstairs there.
Yes, please.
Our neighbors are borrowing money in Cotonou, in Togo, in Abidjan, in all these countries at single digit. And it's available to them. So are we saying that we're not seeing this as our team? How can we see this and we still want Nigerians and Nigerian MSMEs and Nigerian manufacturers to compete? Not global. I'm not talking about global competition now.
Right.
Continental competition.
Yes.
Our back door, you're giving people access to bringing goods to Nigeria, and those people are bringing goods. They have 0% interest rate on their inventory, the stock that they're holding.
Yes.
And we, our own business people, are triple-digit inventory. We're being led to the slaughter.
Right.
So anyone who's doubting it, we're being led. We're like being asked to swim with our hands tied, our legs tied,
right,
and even our mouths gagged, and being asked to swim against people who are not only swimming, but they're being helped with extra help to swim.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Such a chaos.
And it can be done overnight. It's not rocket science. It can be done overnight. It was done overnight. The destruction of our economy in 1976 into this banking system happened overnight.
Right.
So it can be reversed. It's not rocket science. Greed. See, when you let somebody put a fixed deposit and get 20% interest in your economy, so what it means is that if I have 1 million naira, I can get 200,000 naira by not doing anything in a year as interest. Why would I put that money in a risky business? Why would I take a risk? If I have 10 million naira, instead of taking a risk, I get 2 million naira a year by giving one of these fintechs or one of these funny loan sharks. I get 20%, 30% a year. I would not want to take the risk of opening a business. So if more people are not opening businesses and are getting the lazy approach to making money,
yes, who
will employ the people outside? How do you create jobs?
The so-called serious ones, right?
How do you create jobs when everybody's money is getting 30%, 20%? So other countries, what they do is they make sure there's no incentive to keep on saving money.
Right.
That way, the incentive is so if they're giving you 1% a year, there's no incentive. You want to now invest the money to make more money.
Yes.
And create jobs by so doing.
The return system. Great. Fantastic.
So how can Nigeria how can we as a nation, a whole nation, be left out of the global equation? Every single book, go to any of our professors, our economists, the people who are parading themselves as gurus in the economy, ask them where they read the economics. They'll say they read it in America. Which books, which economic theories around the world, even in the World Bank, which of them are designed to understand a triple-digit lending rate to the poor? It's impossible. It is almost criminal, if not criminal, to ask the poor to pay triple-digit interest rates
Yes.
You're killing them. You're killing the economy.
Right.
And it can be changed like this overnight. If there's the will from the people who are benefiting from this nonsense. They have to become patriotic. It's beyond just making money. Funny enough, when they do, when we are able to convince the powers that be to have an inclusive and a rate of interest for the nation that is normal, at that point in time, the books that they're reading from Harvard and Stanford will make sense in our economy. Until then, anything you're talking about, you're talking nonsense. If you're not recognizing the real rates, that's a challenge. I mean, and nobody wants to announce it. Nobody wants to recognize it. They all know it's happening. Everyone knows it, but everyone's pretending they don't know it.
Nobody wants to come out.
Everyone has a sister. Even you watching me now, you have a sister, a cousin, a brother, somebody somewhere you know who is taking money from a online lender
illegally
and is paying 10% a month and suffering it, selling his property to avoid his name being on one of those funny, this person is an armed robber, he's on the run. And the CBN people are watching. They know. They see it every day. But they're enabling and encouraging that nonsense. Yes.
I mean, this is the beauty of shows like this, right? We get to talk real time, have honest conversations about these policies and reveal the faults and help us to move forward, right? One of the themes of the event is performing beyond. So we're going out of tradition, out of the archaic belief system to say that what can we do moving forward? And I think you've been able to put a nail to it, right? So thank you so much for that response. One more question before I let you go. I mean, we've spoken about policy makers, we've spoken about government infrastructures and whatnot. I want us to come to the MSMEs now, right? The industrialists, people who are really putting efforts and wants to do better for themselves, want to impact the society through their models, and their initiatives. I want to ask, given your role, what is NACI? What's the structure or process system that NACI has put in place to ensure that the models and the initiatives and the proposals that the small-scale industrialists have been putting forward, it is implementable and it is executed strategically? What are those processes or structure that have been put in place?
Okay, first things first, right? Nobody who runs a business thinks of himself as I'm an MSME, I'm a this. That's not how the person is trying to survive. Most businesses in Nigeria, the business people who are running business, if there are 100, 60 or 70 would opt for a job rather than do business if they had an opportunity.
Because so a lot of survival instinct.
Exactly. So a lot of people are thrown into business because there's nothing else they can do and they have to eat. Okay. So they don't sit down and consider policy. They don't know. They'll say, what can I do to eat? And they go into something. Now, that was my own story as a teenager, as a kid. I mean, I wanted to do something, and I saw opportunities in Nigeria all over, and I jumped into them the most I could, and lost money, made money, lost money, made money, and here we are today. So regarding the things that most MSMEs don't even know. They don't even know, and that's one of NACI's biggest tasks, to educate people as to where, because imagine you're running, but you don't seem to be getting anywhere. And as you get somewhere, the goalpost shifts. So you constantly think you're not doing enough. But we're here to tell you guys, to tell MSMEs that, look, you're doing not only enough, you're doing more than enough. In other countries, if you do the same kind of work you're doing, you would be the biggest dog.
Yes.
Here, the reason why you're not getting the kind of traction on the kind of movement you think you should get is because there's certain policies that are not being implemented. Some of them are existing, but not implemented. for the benefit of the poor. So our biggest task is to let people know that because it's discouraging for a lot of people to try so hard and not get anywhere. So if you understand the reason why you're not getting anywhere, you won't hit yourself. You won't be, you won't be like, it's me. It's me. No. The people are doing a great job. It's not them. The problem is not with the people.
Yes.
The problem is with certain policies that are in place, but not being implemented, and not even, the bulk majority of the struggling people don't even know they exist. So they're clueless. They don't know what to do.
Right.
So they're stranded. So our work is to help the stranded people to understand why they're stranded.
Yeah.
And to wake them up to opportunities and to ways to get around it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's our work.
Wow, that's super, super great. Like so much of insights on just one sitting.
We haven't started. If we have in future, there's an opportunity.
Yes, please.
Time wise, we need to get awareness.
Yes, campaigns.
So campaigns, yeah,
yes.
to move a lot more people into the awareness.
Yeah.
Because there's in what I read, it says my people perish for lack of knowledge. So too many people don't even know what to do. They're stranded. And they don't know where to find information. Someone will go and buy a book by a guy in Harvard or a guy in Sweden. You buy a Swedish man's book, but he's the Swedish guy. Everyone in his economy, if he's broke, the government gives him a house. In that same economy, if you haven't got food, they give you food to eat. So that's why a man from Sweden can resign his appointment. If he's unhappy with something, he can resign. You understand? They'll say he has integrity. It's not just integrity he has. The guy who can resign without having a job to do,
yes,
but has a system that enables him to survive until he gets a new job.
Yes,
that's not integrity and courage. It's not serious courage. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when you say that Nigerians don't resign and do what? Resign and go where? You're married, you have children. You don't have a system that protects you in case you lose your job. Then you're in a job and they're intimidating you, and you want to resign. How will you go home?
So much.
You tell your wife you are resigned for what? But we have to do better.
Yes.
And we can do better.
Yes.
We have the resources.
Yes.
We have all the resources we need. We don't need any loan from anywhere.
Yes.
We don't need any loan from any country in this world. We don't need anything from anywhere. Quick example to help you.
Right.
China announced it has raised $360 billion in gold reserves in the past 5 years. Where is the gold coming from? Because I don't know. They don't have gold mines that produce $360 billion of gold. Where did they get the gold? Now, if we have so much gold in Nigeria, why don't we have gold reserves of, say, $50 billion gold reserves in CBN? We can close our borders and say, you know what? We're going to mine gold officially for $50 billion and keep it as a hedge for our currency. And the entire gold in Nigeria belongs to the Nigerian government. Because you can say we have 40 billion barrels of oil reserve. Why can't we have a gold reserve? Like Russia has a gold reserve. China has a gold reserve. Other countries have gold reserve. We that have the gold, we don't have a gold reserve.
And I think that thought, I would want us to leave it to the policy makers.
Yes, they must.
The people who are in charge of this, people who are responsible, for importation and exportations, in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mr. Ifeanyi Oputa. You have given us, a prediction for what the future can be if we do not change these things. So thank you so much for being here once again.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you so much.